All right, let's go ahead and start. Everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Dog Father. I'm your dog coach, the only place you could get this expertise at. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. I hope y'all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. And I hope you ain't have no pork on that plate. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from that pork. And it's funny because everybody loves Thanksgiving until you got to wake up the next day and look yourself in the mirror. And you be rubbing your stomach. You be like, ooh, child, I'm kind of big this time. Yeah, that's right. Y'all done gained a big back in 24 hours. I hope y'all proud of yourselves. Eating them big back plates, that turkey, that cornbread, that macaroni and cheese, that chicken. Yeah. I know y'all was down there getting down, and now you about 210. So now you got some work to put in. Yeah. Anyways. All right. So the title for this session is called Should 18 to 28-year-olds own dogs? Should 18 to 28-year-olds own dogs? Is there a good age to own a dog? You know, I'm 26, and I even thought about this question myself. I asked myself, should I even be owning dogs? I think the first time I owned a dog personally, I had to be 23 or something. No, I had to be 22. I was 22 when I owned my first dog. And that thought never occurred to me. Should I even own a dog at this age? Because when I look at my life at 22 years old compared to now, 26, I mean, there's a difference, but not much of a difference. You got to put certain things in perspective and really ask that question like, dang, and who was around to even question me? You know, my dad kind of sort of let me do whatever I wanted to do. My mom ain't think much of it. So no one was there to question me, ask me, should you even be owning a dog at this age? And it's something that's overlooked. So I'm here today to ask, should 18 to 28-year-olds be able to own dogs? Or should you own your own dog at this age? And I mean solely own, not, it's not the family's dog, it's your dog. And here's the things that I noticed. Here's the things that I noticed with people who own dogs around this age, because I also breed dogs. So this is kind of sort of what made me come up with this question. When I'm selling these dogs to people who are around this age, 18 to 28, because this is my age group, these are my peers, I'm noticing that a lot of these people are having troubles with not dog training necessarily, but the lifestyle upkeep of a dog. You know, when people first get their dog, they don't, when I ask people, why do you want a dog? They don't never tell me, they don't never say what they want to do for the dog. They always say what the dog is going to do for them. So if I'm on the phone with somebody, let's say a female, and she says, I want a dog, I'll ask her, well, why? Why do you want a dog? And her response usually would be, because I'm about to move to a new city and I'm not going to have any friends and I'm going to be lonely. So, and I'll be like, okay, well, what does that got to do with the dog? What does you being lonely have to do with the dog? You see what I'm saying? So most of the times when people say they want a dog, they never put the dog in perspective. They only put what the dog would do for them in perspective. And then what happens is you will then notice what comes with owning a dog. And it's not just, hey, you're my emotional support animal and you're going to be there with me when Tommy breaks up with me and I'm going to cry on you and everything's going to be fine. That's not what owning a dog is. Because you have to put in perspective that this dog also needs an individual life as well too. So the same way you need your individual life, this dog also needs a life outside of you. Well, with you, but it's catered towards it. So are you able to provide a dog a Pacific lifestyle between the ages of 18 and 28? Yeah. So what goes on between these ages? What happens between the ages 18 and 28? What's going on in your life? Usually what's going on in my life, or what's the norm for a normal 18 to 28-year-old, around this time you're usually graduating, starting at 18, you're graduating from high school, and now you're transitioning into figuring out what's the next few steps you're going to take to progress forward in life. And what direction are you going to try? What direction are you going to try? because there are going to be more than one direction that you're going to try between the ages 18 to 28. That whole, I'm going to just go to school, get this degree, and come out, man, that rarely ever happens. And this is kind of the time period where you need to be figuring all that out. So the problem with the 18 and 28-year-olds is you have a lot of stuff going on around this time. Like a lot. You have mental development. Even your brain not developed until 26. So you have mental development. You have career job searching. You have just a lot of things you got to navigate through. You have relationship issues. 18 to 28 is depressing out here for the dating world. So you got a lot of things going on. So you have all these going on. And on top of that, you want to throw a dog into the mix. You're going to throw the dog into the mix. For what? What can you do for a dog at this point in your life? What can you provide? And how much energy and time do you have to be able to do that? Because you're going to be doing a lot of shifting. So I'm going to break down 3 components, maybe 4. How much I got in 3? I'm going to break down 3 components, 4 components on what happens or what's, challenges that comes with owning a dog. And you tell me in the comments if that age group of 18 to 28 can tackle some of these challenges that comes with owning a dog. So the first challenge, housing. So when you're 18 to 28, where you going to put the dog at? Where's the dog going to go? Because usually around this time, around this age, housing isn't secured. When you're 18 to 28, you're probably in college. 18 to probably 24. You're in college right now. So you're usually living on a dorm. You're living on a campus. Okay, so dorms on college campus have rules and restrictions. And 9 times out of 10, you have to get that dog ESA'd or service or whatever you want to go through. They have a process that you got to go through. So that's the first challenge. 2, okay, let's say you don't stay in dorms. Now you stay in apartments. Apartments got restrictions. What are you going to do then? You got to go get the ESA letter, service animals. Okay, 3, you might be staying at your parents' house. Does your mom want to deal with that? Does your dad want to deal with that? You see what I'm saying? And that's probably your best bet is probably to have a dog at your own house. See what I'm saying? So if you're 18 to 28 or you live with your parents, that's probably the best scenario to be in. And then, the stats of 18 to 28-year-olds having their own house at this age is like what? 25% of the United States between the ages 18 to 28 own their own house. And that's the position you want to be in, to own a dog, because there's no restrictions. It's your rules. All these other places that I mentioned, the apartment, the dorms, your parents' house, all these places have the right to kick your fur buddy out their building. Regardless if it's ESA, regardless if whatever you want to call it, they have the authority to kick you and that dog out at any time. So if you're in dorms and your dog is barking too loud and you have roommates or you have people that you're sharing a room with, they could complain, hey, this dog here is barking too much, and I don't want to be his roommate anymore or her roommate anymore. If you're in apartments and your dog is same problem, barking too much, or tearing up the furniture, tearing up, things that you don't own, you just renting, that's an issue, that's a problem. Maintenance come over, the dog is barking at maintenance, attacks maintenance. See what I'm saying? So you got to think about housing challenges. I'll give you a quick story, quick example. So my first dog that I personally owned, I was in college and I was going to FAU and I was playing football. I got kicked off the football team around this time, so I thought it'd be a good time to own a dog because, my grades were kind of bad. So at least for that time period, I got it together later. So during this time period, I was like, okay, cool. I'm not playing sports right now. I got time. I can handle school and a dog. So I buy this dog from a family breeder, and it's a family friend that we know breeds, and we owned the dog from before. So I buy this dog from this guy, and I don't know anything about the school's policy, the campus policies on owning dogs on campus. I don't know anything. I'm just trying it. So I get the dog, and it's a beautiful XL pit bull. It's my first pit bull, and I bring it on campus. And I'm hiding the dog for the first 2 weeks because I don't have all the paperwork sorted out, and my dad wasn't going to keep the dog at the house. So it was kind of sort of unplanned, unorganized. That's just how I roll my dice. That's just how I do things. So I got the dog on campus, and I'm hiding the dog. And the RAs, that's the people who are in charge of the building and the dorm rooms, they catch me. And they snitch. So they snitch and they catch me and they say, hey, that dog needs to be ESA registered, or it has to be registered with the campus. The campus has to know that you have this dog. You have to go through a process. So I said, all right, fine. So I go ahead and I figure out the process, and they say, hey, he needs all his shots. And I said, he's only 8 weeks years old. He only what? How many shots he needs? 1, 2? So I said, all right, fine. So I hit up my breeder and I asked, hey, does the dog have any shots? And the breeder said, yeah, he got shots. And I'm like, okay, well, I need the documentation for him if you took him to the vet. So around this time, I'm not knowing that, as a breeder, you don't got to take your dog to the vet to get his shots. It's recommended, but you don't have to. You can go to the feed store and go get the shots for an 8-week-old puppy, and it'll be straight. So he gives me the documentation that he fills out, his own puppy documentation sheet. I'm not knowing this. I don't know what's the difference between a vet and a breeder's shot record. He gives me the shot record, and I give it to the office. I give it to the office. And months go by, and my processing is still not going through, and they're not trying to hear, hey, they still haven't processed my paperwork. So I call, and they're not answering. I'm calling, they're not answering, because I want to stop hiding the dog. I want to stop taking the staircase and hurry up and get approved. So then I get a call one day, and they say, hey, the dean, you have a meeting with the dean's office. And I said, well, damn, for what? They said because they think you lied about your documentation on the dog. I said, lied? What I lied about? And they're saying that the documentations wasn't official. These weren't vet documentations. So I'm like, oh, God damn. So, but you see the restrictions that they have. You see the policies and procedures you got to go through when you don't own a place or you don't own a house and you want to bring a dog around. So I go ahead and I call my breeder. I say, hey, man, they're saying that the documentation isn't qualified for this process. And he said, well, shit, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to tell you. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just go to the vet. I'm going to go to the vet myself, which I probably should have done. I'm going to go to the vet myself, and I'm going to get the shots again, and I'm going to get it documented. So that's what I did. So I got the proper documentation, and I brought it to the office, and they weren't taking it still. And their problem was because I intentionally gave them false documentations. They're going to hold me accountable for intentionally turning in false documentations. Now, see what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, you see what you got? See what I'm saying? So they're threatening to kick me off campus. So I got to go to the dean's office. And my whole thing was, I didn't intentionally try to trick you. I didn't intentionally, or, I wasn't trying to trick or, fool you on documentation. These are the documentations that I really believed were proper. I don't really know too much about buying a dog and getting the documentations. So, and then on top of that, I provided you with the real documentation, or what you would call real. I gave you the vet documentation. Like, yeah, but we don't like how you tried to go about this way first. So they suspended me. Long story short, I got kicked off of campus with the dog, but luckily I had a girlfriend at the time. So I stayed in her dorm, and I just went to community college next door. And then eventually I transferred from FAU and I went to the University of Florida. So that's one example of showing how there's restrictions in this process. And I think I was getting him ESA. He got ESA lettered and all. I went through the whole 9 and got every documentation. But with their own discretion, they can still enforce their own rules. And how far am I going to go about a dog? You see what I'm saying? I'm playing sports around this time. The dog is the least of my worries right now. I got to maintain my grades. I'm trying to transfer to a high D1 power school. I'm trying to play football. I got a girlfriend to maintain. I got a lot of shit going on right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I just added a dog onto the list. So Dorms, restrictions. Let's go ahead and cross that out. Okay. Apartments. Apartments. What was my experience in apartments? I never really had a bad experience owning a dog in apartments, but I've heard stories, and I heard that, you know, if they want to, I'm gonna just say it like this: if they want to target you, they will. If the apartments, dorm rooms, or if you don't own the place, if they want to target you and your dog, they will. And you have to have the money to go to court. I don't got the money like that to be going to court. Nor do I think I should be going this far about a dog. But this is where I'm at in life right now. And this is the responsibility that I chose to bring on to myself. So boom. Let's talk about how you going to provide for another life. Okay. Let's talk about 2. Established. When you're between the ages 18 and 28, you have to understand that this is not the age where you're stable. And I know a lot of y'all about to come on here and say, I'm stable. My daddy money takes care of me. My daddy money takes care of my dog. My daddy money takes care of everybody. I'm stable. And I got this going on. And I work this career job. Sarah, great for you. That's great for you. I'm glad you're established. I'm glad you have daddy's money. I'm glad, you know, you stay in a white picket fence in a big 2-story house, and you just got the funds, and you just feel like you're on top of the world. And if you fall, somebody will pick you up. That's not the case for everybody. Not everybody have, you know, parents to back them up. And not everybody have guidance around this age. So when you're 18 and 28, you're figuring a lot of things out, as you should. Should you be established by this age? According to stats, not really, because this is the age you're supposed to be doing trial and error. You're supposed to be testing different things. You're supposed to be able to pivot, move, and be flexible. This is your superpower at 18 and 28. Because once you hit 30, 40, that ability to pivot and move, to get up how you please, to quit a job randomly because you don't like it, you only have that specialty around this age. And what happens is, once you get a dog, you kind of sort of cancel out that specialty a little bit. You kind of sort of give up your superpowers because you're responsible for this dog. And you have to take in consideration of who's going to watch it and how you're going to afford it and all these different things that you wouldn't have if you just didn't have the dog in the first place. So being established. Here's what I mean by being established. I'm not calling y'all broke. What I'm saying is, you're looking for your career job around this age. You're trying to figure out what works, what pays you the most, what are you good at, what is your skill sets, and hardly does anybody actually figure that out and conquer that all between 18 to 28. By 28, you're pushing it and you're getting it together and you're figuring out, okay, this is my talent. By 18 to like 26, you're still trying to figure out what your talent is and what you could do to make money in this economy. And something that you're good at, something that you want to do, not nothing that you're forced at doing, or figuring out or being forced to do whatever, whoever's convinced you to do whatever. You got to figure all that out. So you're not established around this time. You might have money coming in, but at a blink of an eye, you could be doing something else. For instance, another example. So freshman and sophomore year, I'm in Boca Raton at FAU. Then sophomore to senior year, I'm in Gainesville, that's the top of Florida. I'm in North Florida playing football. Then I graduate. Now I'm going all the way back down to Miami because that's where I'm originally from. Now I got a house down in Miami. But you see that transition? I just went up the ladder through Florida. Started out South Florida, went to North Florida, came all the way back down south to South Florida. Now I'm in Central Florida, Orlando, Florida. So look at all these changes that's going on between the ages of 18 and I'm 26. I done went to like 3 different changes. I done had 5, well, I ain't really worked that much, probably 3 different jobs because I'm taking the entrepreneur route. So I'm trying to figure out the entrepreneur route. So I got like 5 different gigs I'm starting up. I got a lot of shit going on. Like, I got to be able to pivot and move. I had a girlfriend before I graduated. I don't got a girlfriend. So that changes things too. Now I don't got a partner. So now I don't got someone to walk the dog when I'm not there. Now I don't got the double team. Now I'm by myself. So you got to put all these in consideration, man. You got to like think, do you even have the consistency for the dog? You see what I'm saying? You know, people who are 45, 45, or 50, 9 times out of 10, their life is like this. You know what I'm saying? It's steady. Well, it's supposed to be like this. It's steady and it's on the pace. They're not just getting up and quitting. They're not just quitting their job, quitting their 9 to 5. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still young. I could quit 5 jobs right now if I feel like it. But if you 35, 45, you usually got a family to feed. You got a wife. You got kids. And you might have a dog. You got a mortgage. You got a house. So you can't pivot as much. But you're established around this age. You're in your house. You're in your career job. You're not switching too much after this, 35 to 45. So the dog can rely on you to be the same every day. If you watch a 45-year-old, they're on the same schedule every single day. Me, I might get up one day and say, fuck it, I ain't moving today, shit. Fuck it, I'm finna go try this new business over here, see what that does for me. So I might be broke for like couple weeks till that thing get going, or let me go back to doing what I was doing before. Let me go work this job. I'm always fluctuating because I don't have no responsibilities other than myself. So I got all this time to figure it out. But once I bring a dog into this picture, now you gotta like figure it out with the dog, and you just made things more complicated. So being established. 2, 3, finance. So I think that kind of sort of goes into being established. But financially, to be stable around the ages of 18 to 28, financially stable, you know, that's like how I said, that's diamond in a haystack, needle in a haystack. Not too many of us are able to say that. And if you are, you're privileged. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. But for the most of us, you know, dogs cost. And if you want to, and I'm only speaking for the people who want to go about this the right way. If you one of them people who say, man, I'm finna get a dog no matter what's going on, we're going to figure it out. By all means, hey, salute to you, soldier, because I was one of those people. I was one of those people who said, man, fuck all that. I'm going to figure it out while we're going. And then, you know, or, you know, you got people who did figure it out and they're successful. But I'm just saying, financially, if you want to go about raising a dog the proper way, it costs to raise a dog the proper way, to give it the best life to thrive. One, if you want to give the dog a proper diet, which is a raw diet, that's going to cost you $150 to $500 a month. So you can add that on to your rent, add that on to all your other monthly bills, your groceries. $150 to $500, depending on the size of your dog. It's expensive to feed raw. See what I'm saying? And if you want to feed them some bullshit like kibble, you can. But, you know, you're going to be paying vet bills later on in life because kibble leads to cancer and diabetes. So, vet visits. Dogs get into shit. You know, dogs get into fights. Dogs pick things up off the ground. Dogs drink contaminated water sometimes, like lakes and stuff like that. Dog got worms. Can you afford to be taking your dog into the vet at 6 p.m. when the vet's already closed for an emergency visit because your dog is shitting his life away? Can you afford that vet? But they're going to charge you just to step in the building. Just to step into the building, they're going to charge you $1,000 starting off. And then they'll go ahead and go from the procedure from there. And then charge you the cost it took for the medication and prescription or whatever they got to go through. Yeah. And time equals money. So if you want to give the dog the proper life, you got to be able to exercise the dog accordingly. You got to be able to, and I don't mean just take the dog out for a walk and bring it inside. I don't mean just leave the dog in the backyard. You have to really spend time with this animal, because, you know, dogs get into stuff, and you have to exercise them, and you have to break them into your house. You have to, you know, show them the rules, create boundaries, create a bond so this motherfucker don't bite you one day. You got to do all this. Do you have time for that? You see what I'm saying? So time equals money. And yeah, those are pretty much my 3 basic challenges of owning a dog. And me personally, I don't think the ages 18 to 28 are qualified for this task for the most part. You know, only a few of us really are. And that's if you want to do a good job at this. I know plenty of 18 to 20-year-olds who got a dog, but I don't mean they're doing a good job. They just got the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean that dog is excelling. It's living. You got to be able to provide the life that your dog needs. Your dog the breed type you got, its characteristics and its personality trait, it needs a certain style of it needs a certain lifestyle. Not the lifestyle you want to give it, but the lifestyle that it needs. Are you able to provide that at such an early age, 18 to 28? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever had one of those friends who just stay pregnant? They just don't stop being pregnant, and they can't go out no more. Y'all can't have fun no more. Your homie always got a kid on the way and stuff. He always tired and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was stressed out. His lifestyle completely changed. Having a dog is not too far away from that. So, you know, I just want to make sure I bring all this stuff to light so y'all understand the importance of, you know, owning a dog and the challenges of it. Because too many people think that it's real simple and easy when it's really not. So, and I got all this from, you know, me going through the challenges. I went through all these challenges. All these challenges that I just mentioned, I done went through already. You see what I'm saying? And I'm still going through them. I'm 26. I'm still going through these same challenges. Trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to do my own thing, and at the same time mixing the dog, make sure they're well taken care of while I'm figuring things out for myself. See what I'm saying? So I'm not telling y'all something that I wouldn't tell myself. I wish I had somebody like me to come in and make a video on if I should own a dog around this time. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if it will stop me, but it'll make me put things in perspective. Like right now, I'm in this sports sedan car. I should have bought a damn, you know, a SUV. That's what I should have got, because I got dogs. Thinking for myself, thinking about myself. You see what I'm saying? So all these things, you're gonna need a truck. Eventually, now I gotta get a truck. I don't even like trucks like that. Now I gotta get one. I got dogs. And I'm not, you know, they need a bigger space to, you know, so I can carry them around in. So look how it's all changing my life. So you kind of sort of want to put all that in perspective. See what I'm saying? And plus, and another thing, a lot of y'all relationships be shitty between 18 and 28. Y'all can't maintain a girlfriend. Y'all can't maintain a boyfriend. So you got this dog meeting 5 different people, thinking they finna stay. How you think the dog feel now that your boyfriend done left you? Your dog looking at you like, you just can't keep nobody like you, huh? Nobody like you, huh? Or your girlfriend done left you. The dog looking at you like, you just, nobody like your ass, huh? See what I'm saying? Your dog got to meet all these different people, all because you can't live a stable, consistent life. So, there goes that. And another thing, I have links in my bio and down below in the description box. I got tools like the slip lead, and I have indoor exercise machine. It's a treadmill for dogs. So if you're having a hard time finding the time or finding the thing to make your dog tired, where you don't got to take him out for an hour or so, go ahead and order that treadmill. The treadmill is great. It's an indoor treadmill. You go ahead and set it up. The shipping should be free. You know, dogs do need a certain level of exercise. Exercise is very important for a dog. Exercise is the main root for behavior issues. So if you can find a way to effectively wear a dog out every day, your behavior issues will be minimal, this small, every day. So I have the link to that treadmill down below in the description, and the link is in my bio on Instagram. And I also have a slip lead link. Those are for the people who like the slip lead. That's like that cowboy rope that go around the dog head that dog showers be using, and you know, the animal control people be using. It's a great tool. Check that out. And I think that should probably help a lot of y'all with y'all situations in your dogs. But anyways, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Oh, another thing, package deals. I got package deals. I got coaching package deals. If you're looking for a quick session on lifestyle coach, remember, I'm not a dog trainer. I'm a dog coach. I don't do that dog trainer stuff. So if you're looking for a quick session, I have quick deep dives for $50 per session. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching and advice, I charge $250 per month, where you see me or talk to me 4 times out the month. Or if you want me to personally train your dog, which I don't want to do, I don't like training dogs. If you want me to train your dog for you, that would be $2,500 per month, and that's a 6-week program. And if you have a slowly declining dog, or a dog that's in need of health advice, I do have a program called the Golden Age program. So all these things are programs that I have with situations that you might be going through. Shoot me a DM or send me a message, and you guys have a good one.